Hey, rebels. All right, so I am hearing it is written all over your face. You do not have to say a word. Your smile is greater than any word that's ever heard. So there was other messages that came out with that, but I want to speak on that just for a moment. Don't say nothing. Live in the moment. Observe. Be free. Don't pay attention and later on think about what you didn't pay attention to that your mind paid attention to that you didn't notice in the moment. But later on you picked up on those things because, like, for instance, we could have a conversation with someone, and while we're in that conversation, we're actively in it. So you're not thinking about every single possibility and potential of what you could have said. But later on in the day, that conversation replays, and then you're like, shoot, I should have said that. So live that same way as far as how you reflect on yourself going forward. At the end of your day, think about what you experienced and think about what you could have experienced and why is it that you didn't take that route? Why is it that you didn't think to take that route? Is there something about yourself that would have desired to or would have desired to had avoided taking the routes that you did take? Do you realize how close you were to almost being in a better off situation or a worse off situation? These are all a part of your training wheels. So, the other message that I am getting, let me bring this closer because I had to write it down. I was in the middle of something else and I was like, dang, I can't get to the rebels right now, but let me write this down. So I got don't be a flying monkey. Right, don't be a flying monkey. And mind your business. Just mind your business. Which got me thinking about Ashley from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which also brought me to being in a classroom where you would have multiple girls or multiple boys with the same name. So you had Ashley L and Ashley H, and you had Tanya B and Tanya M. Okay, well, for my fellas, you had Jack and Jason and Andrew. So Michael's like kind of obvious, right? Also I got this is a grand opportunity for higher learning. And just within everything that was just shared already to this point, yeah, it's definitely some higher learning that needs to catch your attention to let you know that you are being invited to elevate. To elevate to a better understanding of yourself, practicing and participating in the many aspects of you. Ooh, oh, okay. So we have bottom of the deck energy. I know I didn't put anything here on the board. I'm here. We have liberate. Okay, let's see. This should be fun. Okay, so we have iron. So, oh, interesting. My tattoo is Proverbs 27:17 through 19. If you know anything about iron sharpens iron. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So we have iron. Um, so I'm also getting if you have like iron deficiencies, um, make sure that you're taking your iron. Make sure that you're not overdosing on that because that constipation can be something. Yeah, constipation in any aspect can be a hell of an experience. Um, but also making doctor's appointments, um, nurturing your external environment the way that you nurture yourself, but as well being careful about who it is that you invite into the gates of your garden, the gates of your yard. Is your yard, is your garden more so of a great escape for you? Or is your garden more so of an invite only, or is it, free for all? Pay attention to how you're nurturing your garden, nurturing yourself. Um, you're also, there's somebody here who is also having an intrusive experience with several people. I see here, their back seems to be turned towards you, but yet as well in this deal, this is why you need to reflect on yourself at the end of your day, and not just on yourself, but others' behaviors, their intentions, how it is that you collaborate within shared space. So, we also have invoke, we have pledge, we have motions, we have continuity, um, we have commit, heart, belief, drive, empathy. Somebody's playing chess. Take one daily. If you have any other supplements you need to take care of, move forward. What else do we have here that we could pull from? That I'm seeing faithful to your engagements, your contracts. This is Act 1 of a new cycle. Your meditation, you remembering the pledges that you made to yourself and what it is that you are going to do, not just for yourself, but to grow the likeness of the space and environment around you. You are set on a path of enthusiasm. Strive for action, not attention. Strive for action, not attention. Raise your vibration, call in your desires, call forth your divination, and apply for it. Remember, when you are applying, when you say, now, prayers is kind of iffy. I'm kind of in the midst of revamping my definition or my understanding of prayer, so I won't speak on that. But when you ask for something, when you begin to desire something, pay attention to how anxious you are for it to show up in the now if that's an issue for you. And if it's not an issue for you, I would also like to extend to you that when asking for something, when desiring for something, when wanting for something, hoping for something, wanting to live differently, whatever this, wishes granted genie in a bottle thing is for you, or lifestyle, whatever. It's a lot of ors, okay? Or may be important, like, I'm saying rowboat, or I'm also hearing robot, or the thing about it is that you have to realize that you just put in an application for it. Now, yes, it can manifest. It will manifest. But you also have to be persistent when it comes down to, like, I'm thinking back in um, the paper application days, right? Now everything is online, and you put in an application, and I don't know how things work on other time, but maybe they accept, deny, whatever, interview, whatever. But paper application days, you would go to the actual place. You would fill out the application, whether you filled it out there or you filled it out at home. You would then turn it in. And after you turned it in, some people would give it maybe 2 or 3 days, and then they would call to check on if their application has been viewed. And some people were so persistent that they would call literally every day. May I speak to the hiring manager? Yes, my name is such and such. I put in an application on this date at around this time during this shift. I was wondering, have my application been viewed? So understanding when you put in a desire, whether it be of yourself or someone else, pay attention to how much you have your foot on the pedal. All right? How much you have your foot on the neck of. All right? Also pay attention to, are you being active in making sure that for you on your end. You're doing as much as you can, the best that you can. I'm still, oh my goodness, I thought we was going to take a turn and go for another deck, but no, here we go. That you are doing your end and that you're not being overbearing. But I'm also hearing that if you are concerned about, if you are one of those nerve reckoning people, you know, I'm talking about of yourself, where you, yeah, I'm feeling the jitter. Somebody definitely is. Where you feel that, okay, am I asking for too much? Am I calling too much? Am I doing this too much? Are you too much? If you are indeed one of those people, I would say, of course, do unto others as you want others to do unto you. But even then, what you want others to do unto you may be too much for those others who you would like to, you know, have a certain behavior with you. You have to find the baseline. Find the baseline. What logically makes sense to be the baseline of understanding across the board? Not just, oh, well, how I'm feeling right now. Because when you go into how you, oh my goodness, it's just a channeling message. Okay, you go into how you're feeling, and what happens is how you're feeling actually takes over the logic of the situation, so which does not allow others to make 2 points. For one, it does not allow others to interact with you with understanding, and two, it doesn't allow you to see how others are manipulating your understanding. Beautiful. And then we hit the tower. First card out. First card out. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm watching a baseball game and it just got really exciting. All right. And off the 16, I'm getting Tupac, I believe. I'm not sure, but we definitely gonna check because, you know, Gemini brethren, right? Not only am I getting Tupac, which, you know, his lyrics, yeah, you know, he was on both sides. He dealt in his shadow, he dealt in his light. What needed to be said was said when it needed to be said and done. And he was waking up to become even more. So we're not saying he was perfect. He was definitely waking up to become even more. What I'm also getting from this is there was a radio broadcast decades ago where they did an alien invasion broadcast, and they did not warn the audience that, you know, that this was not real. So, and this was like back in, I believe, black and white TV days, and just once again radio broadcasting, and this was like when radio was not that old, right? um and there were many people who were so scared. They literally, and I'm seeing no people in this tower, well, falling from this tower, but there were so many people who were scared, who thought that it was actually happening, that they really deleted themselves due to this situation. Um, I'm also seeing the clock here at the top of the tower. To me, it seems to still be moving, even though there is a big grand lightning strike happening from the behind here, but the explosion is being seen from the front. Okay, okay, so we're going, oh, the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Yes. Yes. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups. Okay. So there is definitely a very intense break of illusions that is happening. Things are being seen for what the hell they are being seen for. And what did we say at the beginning? At the beginning, we said, mind your business. Just mind your business. I do listen, go look on YouTube and look up Ashley Prince. Um, just mind your business. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She was supposed to be practicing for a fight. Some girl was bullying her. You'll get the energy of what I'm feeling right now. Honey, just mind your business, right? Let me put this moon card. You have a wolf that's standing in human form, but to me it also looks like there is a release, as if a mass is, like there's a call to the moon for energy. And coming off of this Five of Cups, oh my gosh, I feel that this is a devastation that is going to happen for now. Now, I understand the message said mind your business, just mind your business, but I also was told, and I had a conversation with Spirit, and I said, like, then what we about to talk about in this read, right? Because if we supposed to just be minding our business, like, of course, over here on Rebel, we pay attention to ourselves. We focus on ourselves. We do, we go against the norms, because the norms is a whole bunch of pollution, like Toxic Crusader type pollution, okay? People are literally looking like Toxic Crusader out here, just melting wax, okay? Wax museum, just fraud and fugazi. Anyway, I was like, so what we about to talk about then? And I was like, we gonna get some intel, and said we gonna have to wait and see. I'm also seeing now in this car that there's grass from these people's feet. Let me bear with me, because nudity. There is grass coming from these people's feet, right? So I feel that Spirit is allowing us as of right now to get a look. Just I don't know. Like, are we gonna get a little detail about what's happening on the other end, on the other side of the fence where they thought the grass was greener? Well, those of us who know better know that grass is rather, multi multi-grained. I don't know. So what I'm seeing is Spirit saying, once again, mind your business. There is a hell of a quake that is about to happen. So much is going to be exposed, and I also understand that you played a role of prevention in all of this. Like, you really didn't want to see people hurt or certain things exposed. You might have protected things of certain people from being exposed, and didn't realize that once they turned their back on you, that was supposed to be your moment of realizing that no, you serviced their karma. You stopping things from being exposed for them, and them coming to their own conclusions and realities, and having to actually learn the mechanics of their own life and their own being. That's why things got so hard for you. And that's why you were so devastated when they didn't seem to give a fuck about all the time and shit that you done put in. So, honey, it's time for you to sit back and relax and watch the show, because it's been a lot of moving pieces. It's been a lot of moving pieces. And it's your time to sit back and just, I don't know if you gonna get to see this. How they gonna get to, how close are they gonna be to this quake and this how, yeah, you child. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Okay. Right. Okay. Ooh, okay. Y'all see it. You see it. If you're looking, you see it. If you're looking, you see it. If you're looking, you see it. And I was okay. All right. All right. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Such high tail energy. Oh my bloody. Watch my mouth. I cannot say what I was going to say. Judgment. Judgment down at the bottom. All right. Spirit said, wrap this up and let y'all go on y'all way. With the Five of Swords, you ain't got nothing. Like, you have plenty to do with it, because you will be reflected on. I'm seeing a Japanese flag back here. What does it stand for? Rice and the sun. Okay? Nourish yourself. Enjoy your vacation. This has very little to do with you. Honey, you are making a great escape and people are coming, lurking, looking for you. You know, you made it away. The fire is behind you. People are coming and lurking and looking for you. They're trying to sniff you out with this bloodhound, I believe, is down there because they really they're looking for the one who they projected. And I'm seeing a Chinese flag up there again. They're trying to look for the one who they, who saved them all the time. Notice that you are very colorful, even in your red, okay? Very colorful, very spicy. They all over here armed and fatigued all up and everything, uniformed out. Honey, keep on going. And then here's the interesting part with the Three of Swords and the freaking Two of Swords. Yeah, you could participate if you want to. And you could be you could go up in there, you can be very ignorant. You can, like be so shisty in a way that you are uppercutting and adding more stuff onto them. But we have to remember what goes around, come back around. So this Three of Swords and this Two of Swords, this five right here, do you really want five on this situation? I don't think that this is a bag that you want to carry, okay? So let that bag go. Just let them have it, okay? Also, as well, it can be you. If you go back and you're gonna have to see a spicy side of yourself you never thought that you would have to see, and you're gonna learn some stuff about yourself. If you was to go back, leave it alone, honey, because it looked like she made it, okay? It looked like her, and she got a whole new hair color, okay? A whole new dye, whole new judge, made it freely in a way. But other than that, as far as you, when it comes down to their Two of Swords and their Three of Swords, honey, let them have it. Okay, let them have it. Let them go through it. You definitely gonna hear some, cause it's landing right here with the Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. Once again, mind your business. Just mind your business. You are not an audience, and you are a silent audience. Okay, like back in the day, the black and white TV days. No, they didn't really say much. Okay, there was a button. There was a button that made people laugh. Okay, wasn't many live audiences, as well. But Five of Pentacles. This lady seems like, yeah, you were once figuratively speaking, a lady of the night, a back then type of person about that life. Not no more you taking your baby, your bag and everything, going and all them, leaving all them the Hollywood silhouettes and certain religions and everything behind you, okay? It is judgment. It is judgment. Judgment has come and a bell has been rung. Wow, I was gonna touch my song bowls, but something said don't touch them. They don't want that energy. So, rebels, as always, I love you much. This is some definitely higher learning stuff, and make it do what it do for you. Go take care of you, and as always, go rebels.